Good morning, students. We are studying today conversion of Kelvin into Celsius and Celsius into Kelvin. Now we know that 0 degree centigrade is equal to 273.15 Kelvin, but approximately we are taking it as 273 Kelvin. Now degree centigrade is equal to Kelvin minus 273. More clearly we will understand by taking two examples. That is, question number 1, convert into Kelvin. Now here two part are there, 30 degree centigrade and minus 71 degree centigrade. We have to convert it into degree into Kelvin. Now first 30 degree centigrade, we know that degree centigrade is equivalent to K minus 273. So when we'll put value in place of degree centigrade, we'll write 30 K minus 273. When 273 will be shifted in that side, it will be positive 273. So we'll get the answer 303 Kelvin. Now minus 71 degree centigrade, the same procedure we will follow. Degree centigrade is equivalent to K minus 273. In the place of degree centigrade, we'll write 71 degree centigrade equal to K minus 273. Now minus 71 degree and minus 273, when we'll shift here, it will be plus 273. So we'll get finally 202 Kelvin. So like this, we can convert degree centigrade into Kelvin. Now there are some important questions here. Question number 1, why the solid carbon dioxide, it is called dry ice. Solid carbon dioxide, it is called dry ice because when it is heated, the solid carbon dioxide directly converted into gas without turning into liquid. So the solid carbon dioxide, it is called as dry ice. Second question, why do we keep ether and acetone at cool place? Now here students, you should know that ether and acetone, they are inflammable at the room temperature. If they are kept at the room temperature, they can catches fire. So we are keeping the ether and the acetone at the cool places. Next question, how we can liquefy the gases? Now this topic already we have understood that on increasing the pressure and decreasing the temperature, we can convert one state into the another. Now here we are taking the example of the gas. On applying the pressure and decreasing the temperature, the gas particles, they will come closer and they will lose energy, and the space between the particle is decreased, and the gas can easily be compressed into the liquid state. So by alternating the pressure and decreasing the temperature, we can convert one state into the another state. Next question, why do we wear cotton clothes in summer? Now we know that the cotton clothes are the good absorber of water, and when we sweat more, it will absorb more amount of water, and as the water come in contact of the outside environment, it will undergo the evaporation, and we know that evaporation always produces the cooling effect. So we wear cotton clothes in summer. Now next question, why the ice cool better than water at 0 degree centigrade, and why is at 273 Kelvin is more effective in cooling than water at the same temperature? Now here one thing we have to remember, that ice at the 273 Kelvin absorb an extra amount of heat, that is in the form of latent heat of fusion. Now due to this absorption of the latent heat of fusion, water at the 270 Kelvin would be cooler faster than the 0 degree centigrade. If we see that ice is 273 Kelvin, it is more effective in cooling as compared to the water at the same temperature. Now what produces more severe burns, boiling water or the steam? Now here one thing we have to remember, steam, again it is having the extra amount of heat energy, that is in the form of latent heat of vaporization, it is the hidden heat. So the steam will produce more severe burn as compared to boiling water.